Thank you and welcome to Canadian Solar on behalf of everyone here in the Guelph facility. It's important that we first acknowledge the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and the Anishinaabe peoples whose traditional territory we are meeting here today. It is a pleasure to welcome our Minister of Environment and Climate Change, the Honourable Catherine McKenna, and our Guelph Member of Parliament, Mr. Lloyd Longfield, as well as our other guests and media for coming here on this fittingly sunny day. Canadian Solar was founded in 2001 by Dr. Sean Chu, and after many years of hard work, we're now operating in over 24 countries on 6 continents. Besides serving as one of the world's largest manufacturers of solar PV modules, Canadian Solar is now also one of the world's largest solar project developers. We're passionate about what we do. This year, we have broken Canadian solar pricing records on our projects in Alberta, and this week we've broken pricing records on our projects in Brazil. We're a team energized to continue to do our part towards the energy transition here in Canada and throughout the world. Over the past few years, I've had the pleasure to get to know our next speaker quite well. Lloyd has been a great champion of our industry in Ottawa and locally. He and his staff have always made themselves available to help where they can, and for that, I'm grateful. I know Lloyd is a solar person. His own rooftop, as he was describing earlier here in Guelph, is generating clean electrons for the grid. He shares a passion for remote electrification, which he brings up when he can. And while meeting at our microgrid test center the other week, he was describing load balancing techniques that he had applied while working in remote communities himself. These are techniques which we ourselves apply in our modern microgrid testing center. However, we have other things to talk about today, so on that note, please join me in welcoming our Guelph Member of Parliament, Mr. Lloyd Longfield, to the platform.
Thanks, Mike, and Catherine, thanks for coming to our wonderful sunny city. It's always sunny in Guelph, and great news today. I'm honored to be introducing my colleague, Catherine McKenna. We've worked together a lot since we both graduated in 2015 as new members of Parliament and got to know each other, working together on projects that create jobs and also projects that advance technology in Canada. Catherine is the Minister of Environment and Climate Change, and I'm the chair of the Innovation and Technology Caucus, so we always have lots to talk about. And it was just so good that you said in the House, you're coming to Guelph this summer, and that we're able to be here today together to announce something that's going to be very good for our community. We're ensuring that economic prosperity and environmental protection will go and continue to go hand in hand. Delivering on that commitment, we're making generational investments in Canada's clean growth future, green infrastructure, Canadian ingenuity, investing in clean technology, in Alberta, providing power in a petroleum-based economy that's looking towards the economy of the future. I think you'll find that today's announcement reflects all of these future visions that we're looking at for Canada. So please join me in welcoming my good friend Catherine McKenna, who swam 1.5 kilometers this morning in 12-degree Lake Ontario to be with us here today. So Catherine, welcome to Guelph.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Guelph. I didn't actually literally swim here in case anyone was wondering. Anyway, it's great to be back in Guelph. I'm originally from Hamilton, a very huge fondness for Guelph. And thank you, Lloyd, for all the work you do. Lloyd is such a champion for Guelph in Ottawa. I can tell you his passion for the environment, climate change, making sure he supports companies like Canadian Solar here in Guelph, creating good jobs, but also doing right by the environment is critically important because we really are all in this together. Thank you very much, Mike, for welcoming me here. It really does warm my heart when I see you've got solar panels behind us, the sun is shining, and you've got some of your amazing employees here. We always talk about how the environment and the economy go hand in hand, and this is a perfect example right here in Guelph. We know that climate change is real. And that we're feeling the impacts. I know Guelph has felt the impacts recently of extreme heat, but we also know the solutions. And certainly solar is one of the solutions that we know that we can use renewable energy. And when you look at the prices, so Mike, it's great to hear that you have just right here in Canada, in Alberta, that you have solar that you've been able to bid, and solar is on parity or below the cost of natural gas. This is how we're going to transition to a cleaner future. all the while creating good jobs in Canada, good jobs right here in Guelph. So that's why I am so pleased to be announcing on behalf of my colleague, the Minister of Natural Resources, Amarjeet Sohi, and joined by Lloyd Longfield, that our government is investing almost $8 million in federal funding to support Canadian Solar's development of next generation solar panels. It's always about getting better and improving. As I like to say, we didn't get out of the Stone Age because we ran out of stones, we got smarter. These are one-of-a-kind, higher density solar panels, 20% more efficient than current models. These are designs that haven't really changed that much in the past 50 years, so this is a really big step forward. We were talking about how this innovative made in Canada technology can be adapted to any type of solar cell technology in the marketplace, and of course it means jobs. I know it's been tough here, that this is good. This will mean 50 good jobs, and also we're hopeful that we can go forward and create even more jobs, even more opportunities here. Our government is committed to investing in clean technologies, in clean solutions. We've invested $60 billion across the board, whether it's in public transit or renewable energy or clean technology companies. We need to be making these investments. We need to prepare ourselves for the economy of the future. I would say it's unfortunate, and I know that this has hit Canadian Solar, that decisions made by the Ford government to go backwards instead of forwards in terms of action on climate change are hurting people. They're hurting our economy. We know what the solutions are, and we need to be working together. This should not be a partisan issue, taking action on climate change. It should not be a partisan issue, investing in good companies, creating the opportunities for good jobs right here in Guelph. And we're certainly going to stand up for Canadian companies, for Canadian employees, and also stand up for the environment. You can do both. You can take action on climate change, take action to protect the environment, ensure clean air, clean water, use our natural resources, and also create good jobs. I'm thrilled to be here, and Mike, just keep at it, and thanks to all the employees I see here, because you really are showing that we know what the economy of the future looks like. We know how we can tackle climate change. We need to scale these solutions, and you've got a government that's a partner with you. Thank you.
Minister McKenna, Mr. Longfield, thank you very much for being here today to share this announcement. Our chairman and founder, Dr. Sean Chu, while unable to be here today, has shared some words, and I would like to read them with you now. Since we founded Canadian Solar in Canada 18 years ago, the company has grown and blossomed globally, but we have always held fast to our Canadian roots. We are pleased to partner with Natural Resources Canada to bring the latest solar technology and good solar jobs to Canada, where it all began. The HYDM project has been a bright light for us here in Guelph. The team, especially during this period of tariffs and instability. And for that, I'd like to sincerely thank you both for being here again with us today and your continued support and working with us to make the difference. Thank you.
That's very nice words. Thank you. Please thank him.
So we're going to take a few moments here for photographs and then turn to, or we go right to the media? Sure.
Okay. We are ready to take any questions.
There'll be one question and one follow-up.
Could you please tell me where the money comes from, and is it spread over a number of years?
So this money is from Natural Resources Canada. It's part of Natural Resource Canada's Energy Innovation Program. That's a program that recognizes the importance of innovation in clean energy technologies that are affordable, reliable, and sustainable, and this is towards Canada's transition to a low carbon economy. I'm now going to pass it over to Mike, because you would probably know the details of how it will be.
Sure. So everything there is the funding is going to be spread over 3 years.
That's good and short.
You can
Good and short.
I don't want to imply that maybe there's an ultimatum afoot, but I'm wondering if this money is incumbent on the Liberals getting re-elected in a few months.
I don't believe it is. I think we are making the announcement today. Of course, we believe that it's really critically important, and whatever government, we're going to be clear that there's a choice in this election between our government that has stepped up, that has over 50 measures to tackle climate change, from phasing out coal, investing in renewables. This is what's one of the solutions for Alberta. You heard that here, that using solar, Canadian solar panels in Alberta to help them as they transition off coal, but also investing in clean technology solutions and energy efficiency, and of course a price on pollution so that you create the incentive to choose cleaner solutions like solar panels. I would hope any government would stand behind that. This is about the environment, this is about the economy, this is about good jobs right here in Guelph.
Thank you.
You said you were creating 50 new jobs. Is that full-time jobs?
Once again, I'm going to pass this on to Mike.
Yes, that's full-time jobs. 50 full-time jobs is the program that we've signed on for, and that's or at least the commitments that we've worked towards. So that's obviously what.
Yeah, that's and those would be here in Guelph, obviously, right?
That's correct. Yes, right here.
If I could add to that, that these jobs are for Guelph, for panels that are for the Canadian market. And what we're hoping is that we're going to grow this market into other countries, the United States being an obvious source for growth if we can get through some of the tariff situations we're facing with the United States right now. But other countries as well will benefit from the Guelph technology, which will then build the workforce here locally.
And I will say one thing, and I say this as an ex-trade lawyer, we're absolutely committed to working to get the tariffs removed. They've had a real impact, obviously, here on Canadian solar. We need solutions from around the world. This is top quality solar at excellent prices, and the tariffs are having a huge impact. They're completely unfair, unwarranted tariffs. We are fighting them through NAFTA and through the WTO. The trade minister is working very hard on this, and I certainly always make the case when I'm with my American counterpart that we are a partner with the United States, that we should be working together to have the cleaner solutions that Canada, the US, and the whole world needs. All right. Well, thank you. That was great. Now we can take a picture, can we? Yay. Okay.
Thanks to all the staff for coming. It's great to see you here. This is what drives us. It's the local people that benefit when we do these things, and you guys are the ones that do the work.
So come join our picture.
Yeah.
What's us?